Salvete discipuli! In today's tutorial video, we will continue reading the story Matrona Ephesia, and we'll see that all the efforts of the family and friends of this lady of Ephesus to get her to move on with her life are going to fail. Sic afflictantem se ac mortem inedia persequentem non parentes potuerunt abducere. So, this sentence is grammatically very interesting. The word seek means thus, and we can start with that word, but after that, we are actually going to have to run all the way to the end and then come back to the beginning. So, the subject of the main verb is parentes, parents. So, thus understood her parents potuerunt, were not able. Now, what they were not able to do is going to be expressed, of course, with an infinitive, and then and only then we're going to be running to the direct object of the infinitive, and the direct object of the infinitive is going to be, in two cases here, present active participles that are functioning as basically the main noun describing the woman. Okay, so thus her parents were not able abducere, to lead away. Who were they not able to lead away? Afflictantem. Okay, so the one understood afflicting. Who is she afflicting? Se. Okay, she's afflicting herself. Remember, she is now living in the crypt of her dead husband. She has the plan that she's going to basically stay there until she dies of starvation. So the parents were not able to lead away the one afflicting herself. Ac. Ac is another word that can mean and. And what else is she? What else is she doing? Persequentem. Pursuing. Okay, what is she pursuing? The direct object of the present active participle persequentem is mortem. She is pursuing death. How is she pursuing death is going to be expressed by this noun inedia, which is in the ablative. She's pursuing death by starvation. Non Propinkwe. Now, literally, this just means no or not, and Propinkwe means like relatives. Okay, so the root meaning is to be near. Okay, so the idea here is, let me just go back again, look back at the sentence. Her parents were not able to do all of that. Non Propinkwe. The idea is, and also her, okay, so relatives is actually stated here, Propinkwe, were not, okay, and not is actually stated here, known. So the idea is, and also her relatives were not able to lead her away. Magistratus ultimo repulsi abierunt. The magistrates. Okay, so the fact is what's going on is weird, okay? Women are not supposed to go and live in the crypts of their dead husbands and die of starvation. They're supposed to go home, have a period of mourning, and then if they choose, society is more than supportive of them getting remarried and moving on with their lives. Okay, so the magistrates actually come to the crypt and they're like, hey, knock this off. This is not something good. So the magistrates, ultimo, in the end, we get words like ultimate from it. Repulsi, this is a past participle, having been repulsed. Okay, so the idea is when they came to the crypt and they said, hey, knock this off, go home, everybody loves you, we want you to move on with your life. She basically said, no way, nothing you can say is going to change my mind. I am not leaving, so you might as well just get out of here. So that's what it means that they are repulsi, having been repulsed. But having been repulsed, what did they do? Abierunt, they went away. Now, this last sentence that we're going to study in part 1 of this story, this is grammatically very complicated and very interesting. Complorataque singularis exempli femina ab omnibus quintum iam diem sine alimento trahebat. Okay, so the subject is going to be femina. The main verb is going to be trahebat. Okay, que. So the que here is just translated as and now we're going to head into the sentence. And the woman, femina. The woman, what kind of a woman? Singularis exempli. The woman of singular example. Those are genitive singulars. The idea here is she is of singular example, meaning there's just no one like her, okay? No one's done what she is doing, okay? First of all, she is of singular example because she was so chaste that the women of neighboring peoples were like drawn to come and just take a look at her. But now she's taking it to the next level, okay? No one has ever done what she's doing, basically decided to go into the crypt and die of starvation rather than move on with her life. So the woman of singular example, now she is described as complorata. She is lamented. Okay, lamented means that we're sorry for her, we're grieving and for her. She is complorata. Now we run all the way, believe it or not, to ab omnibus. She is lamented by all. Now, grammatically, again, so and lamented of singular example woman by all. That's what the Latin actually says. But in the mind of the Roman, they basically piece this back together as, and the woman of singular example, lamented by everyone. Now we go to the verb trahebat. Yam, already, was dragging. Okay, so now this verb is like it's a concrete verb, like you're dragging something across the ground. That's what you would say. I've added in parentheses out dragging out because we do use that idiom like to drag something out kind of more figuratively as opposed to concretely. What she was dragging out already was quintum diem, the fifth day. She was dragging out the fifth day, sine alimento, without food. Okay, the preposition sine takes an ablative, so alimento is an ablative. Okay, so in other words, now it has been 5 days that she is living in this crypt. She's not eating. Now, you may be aware scientifically that if she doesn't have water, she's actually already dead. Okay? You can die of dehydration in just a couple days, okay? Most people, if they have any level of fat stores on them, can actually go a good long time without food as long as they have water, okay? So this element of the story seems a little weird. In other words, if it really is now the fifth day that she has not eaten anything, that's fine. She could still be alive. This can't possibly, on a scientific level, be the fifth day that she has not had any water. Okay, she would be already dead. So I guess if we want to see this as something that actually maybe happened, she has the mental resolve to not eat. So she's on a hunger strike. She has the mental resolve to not eat and die. But when she's feeling thirst, that's too much for her. And so she is drinking water, but she intends to die of starvation. Okay, so this story is obviously weird. And just trust me when I tell you, it's going to get a lot weirder.